Now, what happened was this: many years later, in the middle and late 1990s, it was discovered, going back, it was really Haig and Hurst who discovered this, I think, that if you look at the properties of the genetic code, the genetic code is the map that tells you how you read how you read a messenger RNA, and you read it in groups of 3. You read the nucleotides in groups of 3, and then that tells you which of the 20 amino acids to put into a protein. So that's called the genetic code. And if you look at the structure of that code, it turns out to be amazing. So first thing is that the code is unique. There's only one code for all organisms on the planet. That's why we can transplant genes from, say, a jellyfish into a human or to another animal. We can do genetic engineering because we all have the same genetic code. So that's the first thing, it's unique. And the second thing that's amazing is that it's the best possible code that you could possibly have. And it's best in the following sense. If you make a mistake in reading the message, reading the messenger RNA, or there's some mutation, so you're going to get the wrong amino acid, the amino acid you get that's wrong is as close to the one you should have got as it's possible to get, biochemically. So that's very surprising. That shows that the genetic code had evolved. It wasn't just thrown together and it's just some frozen accident, as Francis Crick had thought back in the 1960s. It had to have evolved. And so this was a big puzzle. How could it have evolved? And because, well, if you have a code and I start changing the code while I'm exchanging messages with you, then my messages to you will stop making sense. So then a code that changes is no use at all. Nobody can keep track of it. So we had to figure out, how is it possible that the genetic code could evolve? And what we discovered in the course of this research project, in fact, was we discovered how the genetic code evolved. And not only did we discover how it evolved, but we discovered how that when we solved how it evolved, we then solved the puzzle of how life evolved so quickly. So we got all 3 of those things all in one.